Hello everyone, this is leewhat. So this time I want to talk about the Champion Ibelin, especially for this Hasla Wars. So this video is for those that don't have Lupio or the Masuk but still want to deal decent damage in this event. Because with this it's cheaper to make but still require certain things. Like first, you must have Champion Ibelin, at least level 7. We don't need the bond skill. No need the level 1, level 50 or level 100. We just need the level 7 because that's the crucial part. The other bond skill is usually you get to the block gen. We get less block during activation. And this event doesn't last long. We can only use 3 charges. So no bond skill is the best. We get the most block from that. But champion must be level 7. Next is Lilith. To unlock the special skill. Shadow Mage or now as Spirit of Mana. This one because we need the clone. More clone, more hits. So why do we need the hits? So because right now Ibelin is the main damage dealer. So how Ibelin deal damage? Ibelin will hit every enemy with physical damage. Each time our heroes deal critical hit with no cooldown for every single critical hit. So you can see that we need someone with a lot of multiple hits and also deal critical hit. That means we need high critical chance. So that's why you see a lot of heroes like Demeter, Ichui, Anju, Sasquatch, and some like Viper, Lee, and maybe Spyro. But Spyro not used much this time. Popular one is Demeter and Ichui. But for this build, it's a bit different than the regular build. Like this, Demeter, Ichui, Anju, Sasquatch, they all deal magical damage, right? But for this one, we need them to be built with armor penetration. Cause right now, they are only... No, not there. We only need them for the critical hit. We don't need them for the damage. Because without the resist penetration, they can't deal any decent damage. So how much armor penetration do we need? For current Hasla Wars Gargantua, the boss is at 5,500 armor and 12,000 resistance. So you can see that it's easier to deal physical damage rather than the magical damage. They need so much penetration for that. And why it's also easier for the Ibelin? Because Ibelin starts scale with the teams, with the total of the teams 70%. So Ibelin starts is base plus 70% of total team stats. So like if you choose to use the magical damage like the Lupio alone can't really hit 12,000 penetration. So they need someone to reduce the resistance like Fenrir. That one will reduce by half into 6,000. And then Lupio also have a 30% reduce. Then Lupio can manage to get enough. But if you are using someone like Biwa without any penetration buff, even reaching 6,000 is also hard enough. That means you need to dedicate 2 heroes to reduce the penetration, or 1 hero like Sentinel. But that really limits the team. As for the Ibelin, since it's scaled with the team, you can spread out the requirement to 3 heroes. So you don't really need the highest sigil, the latest, but you can use the lower one as long you reach enough total. So how much do we need? We need to reach 5,000 APN, and the base is 1,000 plus 70% of team. So with this we have 5,500 minus 1,000 and then divide by 0.7 equal to 6249 armor penetration. So from the 3 heroes we need to reach 6,429 armor penetration. So you can give like 1 hero each 2,000 armor penetration and then 1 more ring, you will get enough. Or use 2 heroes with each 3,000 armor penetration and then 1 more ring. Now example for the episode 3, the sigil is easier to get there now. So you can reach 3,000 armor penetration for 2 heroes. So total 6,000. And then we just need a ring with 3 slots of armor penetration. 171 times 3 equal to 513 armor penetration. So total already 6513 is enough to reach enough penetration. For the ring, you don't really need 1 ring with 3 slot armor penetration. We can also define each ring for the heroes with 1 armor penetration slot. If you don't have a lot of resources to get the perfect ring, you can just split it, no problem. So this is why Ibelin is like easier to make and have a decent damage. It's not the best, but it's good enough. Of course, but if you can use higher set, the latest sigil, you will get better damage because it also have a better attack power or use the 5-star sigil. 5-star sigil which feature armor, penetration, and critical chance. If not mistaken, 1500 and plus 9 cc. Use 4 of it, then you get enough armor penetration and also a lot of critical chance. So for the team composition, for this one usually we have 2 damage dealer plus 1 debuff the boss or the enemy, because in the stage, during the stage, we cannot buff Ibelin. There is no way to buff Ibelin, but it's also a good thing. The enemy also can't debuff Ibelin, so this part is really useful for some event like the ordeal, which has critical damage reduction. We reduce by 300 critical damage. That is a lot of damage gone. But for Ibelin, she doesn't get the debuff. So as long your heroes can deal critical hit, Ibelin can deal full damage. So this is a good thing, but we don't need that for now. Back to the Hasla Wars. So the third heroes, we need it to debuff the enemy. What kind of debuff? Increase the damage taken, because this will increase the damage dealt by Ibelin. We don't have much way to increase the Ibelin damage, only by first the stats, from weapon, ring, sigil, and also the heroes inheritance. After that, we only can debuff the enemy, either reduce the armor, increase the damage taken. We don't really need the reduced armor because it's easy to get enough armor penetration. So let's say now you can get 3000 armor penetration on the 2 damage dealer. That means the third hero don't need the armor penetration. So for the third hero, we focus to get more damage stats, like critical damage and attack power. So the popular third hero is like Shoop, Pumpkin, and then Umrat and Francesca, Lizardman, and there is one more collab, Paladin, but that one doesn't get to use much. I forgot the name. Paladin collab. The popular one is Shoop, and then Pumpkin. I prefer Shoop if you have, because you get the damage immunity, also you can get some healing, and you can use special skill like blood donation to heal the team. For this one, their weapon will be critical damage and attack power, sigil. Just pure attack power. Attack power 1500 times 2. Next, for the ring. If you are using Shoop, then the damage dealer can use critical damage ring because it should is enough to keep that alive. But if you are using Pumpkin or Umret or Francesca or Lizardman or the Paladin collab, they need to use lifesteal ring because they don't give enough healing, or rather lack of healing. So the damage dealer are on their own to keep them survive. And if you are using Pumpkin, Umrat, Lizardman, and the Paladin collab, did 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 need to use Resurrection Ring. Okay, maybe not Lizardman. Pumpkin, Umrat, and Paladin collab. They need to use Resurrection Ring because there is no healing and they can't deal enough damage to lifesteal. So must use Resurrection Ring. Else they will die around like 10 seconds timer. Not good. You lost a lot of damage that way. For the Lizardman and the Paladin collab, it's a bit troublesome because they need ally to use 3 chain. But these heroes mostly are using 1 chain to maximize the hit count. So they are on the lower side. Francesca, it has good potential for the highest damage. But it is hard to use. First thing, she needs to be the leader. Second thing, she needs to use her block 3 times in a row. You cannot use her block, then another ally block, then another, and her block again. You need to use her block, her block, her block. That way, only she can debuff the enemies. And it lasts like 5 seconds. So you need to keep counting it. You need to aware when to use her block 3 times. But still keeping up the allies hit count. For this one, Francesca, use the energy of the goddess special skill. You need a lot of blocks. And you can use 3 chain. You need 3 times of any chain. So yeah. If you are good with your finger, use Francesca. But the easy one is Shoop. Next is Pumpkin. Umrat is less. So mainly it will be Shoop, Pumpkin, or Francesca. But what if you don't have this hero for the third hero? Well, you just use any damage dealer, the third, that also deal multiple hit. No other choice. Then what about the build? So for this build, mainly there will be critical damage with critical damage or critical damage with critical chance, depending your sigil. If you are using like the 5-star sigil, which also give 18 critical chance, then you can use the critical damage with critical damage. It almost replaces 1 slot of critical chance. But if you are using the set sigil, like the 3500 set sigil with critical chance, or the 3000 armor penetration set sigil, then usually you want the critical damage and critical chance, depending the hero's base critical chance. So the damage dealer mainly will be the Demeter, Yichui, Anju. These three. Sasquatch is you don't have anymore. Then the lower side now is Viper, Lee, Spyro. So how to make the team? You just mix and match. 2 damage dealer, 1 debuff. So it will be like Demeter with shoot, or Demeter Yichui with pumpkin, or Demeter Anju Umret, or Francesca Demeter. You just mix and match. Depending how much do you have. You just need to spread it out because we need 10 teams. It's a lot of dupe. You can call it the dupe wars. Anything more? Siege the team. How to get the stats? Well, I'm sorry for the background noise. I guess that's it for now. If you still have question, leave a comment or contact me on the Discord, or just join the CQ advice channel in the Discord. There will be people to help you. If you want the link to the Discord, it's on the description. Alright, bye bye.